So I'm pleased to announce that I've just tabled the certificate of nomination for Mario Dion as the next Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner. Mr. Dion has an impressive track record as a public servant that stretches the past 3 decades and under 6 different governments. He is from Montreal and got his law degree right here from the University of Ottawa. And throughout his career, he has definitely shown tremendous quality when it comes to doing the difficult work and tasks that would be required of him as the Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner. So I'm pleased to have tabled his name, and we look forward to the House of Commons doing the important work that they need to do.
Mr. Dion was the target of a Auditor General's investigation when he was at the integrity as an integrity commissioner. Then he didn't do his job properly. Don't you think that you're opening the door to some criticism by naming him ethics commissioner?
I think every person, so we have a new open, transparent, merit-based appointment process in which qualified candidates apply, they are scrutinized, and they go through a rigorous process. The outcome of this process is a name that is qualified and satisfies the requirements. I believe the process, and I have confidence in the process, so we are pleased to be putting forward this name. We are looking forward to the House of Commons doing the important work that they need to do as well.
So you are aware of what happened and what was said in the AG's report in 2014, and you're okay with what came out of it?
And I will always have the utmost regard for every office of Parliament. I know that the AG, I know that every single person does important work. We respect that work and we listen to the feedback that comes from it, and we always try to improve to ensure that we are responding to the very real challenges Canadians are facing, making sure that those offices are of the highest caliber and quality.
When the Auditor General criticized Mr. Dion in his previous job, you are aware of that, and you looked into that, and it's still okay for you to name him Commissioner of Ethics because you've come to the conclusion that the criticism of Mr. Ferguson was not right, or like how did you get there?
So reports are often provided, and we always do our utmost to actually respond to those reports and to actually take as much into consideration as we can, and that's what we'll always do. So people are always improving their abilities, and I believe that we have confidence in the system to have brought out the best name forward.
So were you aware?
Do you see the job changing for Mario Dion? Like every time you get a new person in, sometimes for 20 years, their mandate can change slightly. Do you perceive this job changing in any way, or does it just continue on with the new act?
So each person will obviously bring their own expertise and own personality to every role. I know that I have the utmost regard for that office. I know that the work that the Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner does is an important job when it comes to members of Parliament. All members of Parliament work closely with that office. I would hope that they would continue to hold that office to the highest regard to ensure they can do the important work they need to do.
But it's still not clear to me. Were you aware of the AG report about Mr. Dion?
Yes.
Okay. And how can Canadians have confidence that he will do his job correctly when he was blamed for not complying with the law he was supposed to defend by not opening investigations? That's one of his main jobs, is to open investigations.
So as we committed to Canadians, we put in a new process, an open, transparent, merit-based appointment process, and I have confidence in that process. That process has made multiple hundred nominations. We have definitely taken into consideration new qualifications that are important, whether it is gender, whether it is official languages, and so forth. I have confidence in the process. I have confidence that this individual has done tremendous work over the last 3 decades, has served under 6 governments. I believe he has the qualifications that are required. My job was to table a name to the House of Commons, which I have just done. I know people have been looking forward to having a permanent Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner. So the process has provided us a name. I have tabled that name. I have provided that information to the leaders of the official opposition party as well as the third party. They have been able to respond to me, and now the House of Commons needs to do the important work that they do. So I believe that Canadians can have confidence that we have an open, transparent, merit-based appointment process that has provided us a name of high quality.
So when did you talk to opposition parties? I mean, when did you talk to them, and what was the feedback?
So I provide a name to the opposition leaders. I had asked them to respond to me by a certain timeline. They have responded, and they know that there's important work that the House of Commons must do.
So they agree with it.
How many names were submitted? Can you let us know how many people applied?
Altogether, I don't have that. So when it comes to the process, what happens is a position is posted online, Canadians can apply. So what we have committed to doing is opening up that process. This process has never existed in the past. So prior to this process, what would happen is the government of the day might choose to reach out to people they know. We know that there is many more qualified candidates in the country than we are aware of. So what we have done is brought in a new process in which Canadians see the position posted and they are able to apply. So this posting itself has been available since June 2017. Many people have applied. I don't have an exact number.
How big was your short list? How big was the short list?
So what I do is to ensure that we have an open, transparent, merit-based appointment process that is not partisan. I am not directly involved in that process. So what happens is that names are submitted, there is definitely qualifications that are looked at, and then there is a short list that goes for interviews and so forth. To ensure that there is not the partisanship of patronage appointments we've seen in the past, I have tried to stay as far away from it so that it can be really merit-based, open and transparent. And then basically what happens is that there is a name provided to me. I have the ability to look through that paperwork, and if I am comfortable, I was able to present that name. Prior to presenting that name in the House of Commons, I also provided it to the leaders of the official opposition and the third party, waiting for their responses. Nothing was brought to my attention that should be of concern. And I would believe that all parties believe that there is a process in the House of Commons, and I'm sure the committee will want to do their due diligence as well.
Well, I wanted to hear what the government House Leader had to say. We're running over to ethics right now. The Ethics Committee has called an emergency meeting because the government is either intentionally or just by incompetence mishandled the assignment of a new ethics commissioner. I'm not sure that there is time remaining in the calendar of Parliament to appoint, go through, review the new commissioner, have them pass through Parliament. Otherwise, as you know, Ms. Dawson's term ends January 8th. Parliament won't resume to the end of January, so there is a scenario in which Canada doesn't have an ethics commissioner. We've known about this, the government's known about this for more than 18 months. They're waiting to the very last minute. This process is totally broken. The government calls this sham a consultation. They sent us a letter with one name on it and says you've been consulted. We're now running over to ethics to try to cobble together something and to have some hearings. The name that has been put forward, we've been doing as much research as we can, does raise some concerns. Gross mismanagement, I believe, is what the Auditor General found when reviewing his office previously. Letting a whistleblower's name become public, I think, was one of the instances that we're concerned about. Look, this whole thing is a travesty. I don't understand why Liberals find it so hard to just talk and work with the opposition, find the best candidate, appoint them as a watchdog who works on behalf of Parliament, not on behalf of the Prime Minister's office.
She just said that you didn't raise anything.
Oh, we did. Oh, absolutely. Well,
she said nothing of concern.
We remained concerned with the whole process because all we had on our list was one name. It is very
about that name, did you raise any concerns like what you just talked about? Did you report? Did you tell her?
It's the first thing you hit when you Google his name. The government, the main concern we raise is that the entire process is broken. We can simply not say that this is the best person for this position when we don't know who else they were picking from.
But do you have a problem with him, though?
Well, I'm not even sure.
Do you see any red flags?
Yeah, we see red flags.
So
we see. We're gonna raise it when they bring their candidate.
She said that she consulted you. She provided you with one name.
Yeah.
And that they didn't raise any concerns about this.
We had the same process through all of this. I understand. Yeah, but if the process itself is broken, you can put forward the Aga Khan as a name. The process itself is still broken. They have told us in the two previous cases that people who applied for languages and for lobbying didn't actually even apply for the job, we found out later. What we want to do is bring Ms. Chagger before committee where we can answer these types of questions. Who else did you choose from? Who sits on the hiring committee? Why did you not work with the opposition to find the best person? So the name that they put forward, strangely enough, does raise some red flags. But the way of going back and forth through private letters to the House Leader's office is not the way to fix this.
But you did not raise it
the thing that we raised at first was more than a year ago when we said make the process work. The Liberals voted against that option. We raised our concerns again when we wrote back to Ms. Chagger about this process that is clearly broken and is not working for the government, nor the opposition, and certainly not for Canadians. We think there's a better way to do this. We want to get a better way to do this. Does this gentleman
answering the question? It's a simple question.
Yes, I understand.
It was put to you. Did you raise a document?
We in all of our correspondence with the government on any of the names they've put forward, we have not delved into the name itself because we have a problem with how we got here in the first place. In any of the officers of Parliament they put forward, we are standing on what we think is the critical principle here, which is you're in a few days. A few days. No, réaction, c'est une préoccupation.
No, actually, it's a concern with the process. And also with the candidate chosen at this time. We'll be having a meeting shortly with the Ethics Committee, but the watchdog works not for the government and not for Mr. Trudeau. He or she works for Parliament and for the citizens of our country.